Hello, beautiful artists. And if you are here with me and questioning whether you're an artist, I'm here to tell you, remind you, you are an artist. You're here, you're interested, you're creating, and that is an artist. Today I love this little technique. It's an oldie, but a goodie, so much fun. So I'm going to recreate that right here for you. The brushes I'm using today, this is one 40-pound cold press, by the way, are my 8 round, and these are pretty snappy brushes. They're pretty stiff, which I like because I can get a really fine point and a fine line for little leaves and such. But if I put pressure, I can widen up that belly and really get that nice thick line. So that's my 8 round. It's also got a short little handle. I've got today, this is my rigger, and this is actually from my subscription box, but I will list down below a Princeton beautiful one that you can order as well. And congratulations if you did get my subscription box. This will be in there. And then I am using my dagger, which is also in my subscription box, but I will link the Princeton versions of those for you. So I taped off because I love that clean, I'll just give you a kind of a peek here, that clean line. If I know I'm going to, usually in landscapes, going to be, now it's a little wet there, so it's pulling up the paper. So that's a good tip. Make sure your paper's dry. And I love that clean line that I can get. So that's the reason I'm doing that. And I'll do that again right here. I'm also using my Mylang Paul Rubens paints. You know, I love these. They are fantastic if you are a beginner or even advanced beginner. They're really creamy and vibrant. So we want to wet those, get those activated and ready to go. And then I've got my 2 containers of water there. Okay. So for me in the background, when I do this type of technique, it turns out a lot better the darker I go, because I've got little white dots on the ends of these little fluffy things, and they will really show up if the background is darker. So I'm going to go in, I'm just wetting my brush. I'm going to grab some of that pink. This is the rose red, my favorite in the Mylang palette. And I've got that ready to go here. So just scraping that off. And then what I'll do is wet my paper first, because I want to get this really nice wash. So I'm going to go ahead and get my paper just a little bit damp, just so it spreads nicely. So no puddles, just shiny. And then I'll go in with that pink and I'm going to start pulling it down. So loading this beautiful brush, this dagger, which can get really thick, and the dagger in my subscription box is quite soft. So I start at the top here. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous pink. And then I'm just pulling it down, pulling it down. And I'm even going to make the top a bit darker, and then I'll hold my paper up so it kind of flows downward. And you can do this wet on dry as well, but I really like when I wet my paper first, it just kind of does that on its own. So I've got that going here. Might even darken it just a bit more. I really want, excuse me, those whites to pop. So creating this beautiful wet and wet wash, and this will lighten up too when it dries, because watercolors lighten up when they dry. Then I'm going to go into the bottom with my cad yellow and bring that up and let those start playing together, dancing. Look at that beautiful orange in the middle. Isn't that gorgeous? So just like that. Now at this point, I want, so you can see here, it's a little bit darker, but this is good because this is pretty as well. But it's a little, it's not quite as impactful. This is a little bit brighter. So I think these are gonna show up quite beautifully on here. So I'm gonna let that dry, and I might just tip it a bit because that'll just create this gentle pull. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a quick blast with my, this is my heat gun, and I'm going to warn you, I've dropped it a few times and it's, I think, got a screw loose in there, so I won't use it for long. Let's just give this a quick dry. Got a bit of a squeak. And you'll know it's dry because it will fade a bit, and it will also flatten out. I actually like to include using that heat gun for you so you can kind of see how long I do that. I know it can be kind of annoying, but I think hopefully it's helpful to a few of you. And then I'm going to go in with this beautiful little fine liner or rigger. These are called, and they're just a really nice long thin brush, and I have a surprise in one of my boxes for you using this. So what I'm going to do first is just create some lines for these little flowers. So I will go into my black, and I rarely use black, but I think in this case I really want some contrast. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I went directly out of the pan. You could even use a fine liner, like a micro liner. I have a 08 here, and that works beautifully as well. And then this should be dry so you don't get a bleed. And then we're just going to very light pressure, holding my brush about 1 or 2 o'clock and pretty close down so I have some control. And we just start adding in some of these, however you want. Be careful how you're leading your viewer's eye though. So both of these are leading kind of in, then I have some kind of going outwards. And then down here, I'm just going to add some little grasses that will create some leaves and things later. But we're keeping this pretty simple. Now, of course, you can do whatever you want on yours. And there, I'm just using a flick. So I'm going to add one more long stem because I like working in odd numbers. So I think I'll add another one right here. And I'm going to make it kind of curve over here. So that way, most of these lines are curving in, but I'll have one that's kind of curving out. And then let's go in with a very fine line. You could either flick on the way out or bring it inwards. Just a light touch. I'm just using the tip of my brush. And as you can see here, it shows up a little bit more because my background is darker. So just going in a little circle here. Another one here. And I just love this color combination of the pink and the yellow. I think it's so pretty. It's one of my favorites. And then this one here, maybe this is just a half of the flower. Maybe the bottom half kind of fell off or something, right? And then here, one more. Just bringing them all back to the center. There we go. And I think that's really perfect. Now what I want to do, and this is another reason why I really like creating that darker value background because I'm going to use this Posca pen and it will show up better if the background's darker. So, isn't that cute? I've done these many times before for cards and it just never gets old. I just love these little flowers. I love this technique. It's quite popular. Isn't that so cute? And so easy. So there we go, we're almost done. I'm just going to take that tape off. Look how cute that is. So let's go in and we'll just add maybe a leaf or two here at the bottom. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm back to my 8 round and just dipping in. So I wet my brush, I scraped it off, and I'm just dipping into that paint. And I'll just do a couple little leaves. Point press, point press. I don't want too many because I want the main focal point to be those little white dots. So just a few, like that. And that's it. Now for the best part is taking off this tape. And honestly, wait until your painting is completely dry. Also, sometimes using that heat gun can make it adhere a little too much and it could pull up some of that paper. So be kind of careful of that. I don't usually use a heat gun when I'm using tape. Look how fun, look how beautiful that is. You could make all different colors, blues and greens and violets. Let's take that off. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Now you can see for yourself how this one is a little bit lighter and this one's darker, so it shows up quite a bit more. So I hope you give this a try and this was fun for you. Lots more on my YouTube channel. I'd love to see what you guys are doing, either sharing here or sharing on my Patreon. That's why I created it, for a place you could donate for me. Thank you very much. And we could share and chat about our paintings. So there you go. I'm here to remind you, you are an artist. Absolutely. Repeat after me. I am an artist. I hope you're telling everybody that. And most of all, just play, have fun, and I'll see you soon.